At number 5, we head to Colorado, Lewis Palmer High School. Check out the duo of Jonathan Scott and Billy Cook. That's Scott that gets the easy throwdown on the fast break. They're going to come back on defense. Cook's going to steal the ball. And hey, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
Well, let me introduce everybody. This is one of my best friends, Billy Cook, who lives in Colorado Springs. Anyone wondering how good this kid is, his on-base percentage in baseball is .567. And as of right now, throughout his high school career, he's batting .421. If statistics prove me correct. And on Max Preps, Billy Cook is also a top 30 hitter in the country, which that statistic doesn't really do him a lot of service because they also include kids that have played way less games than Billy. Billy's played 30 plus probably. So batting that high for over 30 games has got to be higher than the 30th best player in the country, just so everyone is aware. So Billy, because I know when I realized it, like growing up, but when did you realize, like, I'm a freak athlete? Like what was the point? Like, was there a specific point in your life when you realized that, or was it just kind of like, I'm pretty good?
It was probably when I started playing other sports, because I played baseball ever since I was like 4 years old, but I started picking up other sports. And my parents, they would say, hey, you want to play soccer? Sure, I'll try it. And I'd try it, and I'd be pretty good at it. Hey, you want to go play football? Yeah, I'll play football. Played football, and I could play wherever. So that's when I kind of realized I had a unique athletic ability to kind of pick up whatever sport. And then now, I don't play all those sports all the time. But I see, like, the athleticism coming in the different aspects in basketball and then the different parts of baseball.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember, there's a couple things that I remember. I remember one time we were in like 7th grade, I think it was, and we were just playing like backyard football. And this kid we were playing football. Billy was playing quarterback because we literally could put him wherever and he was going to kill it. Billy turns around, faces the opposite end of the field where all of the receivers are behind him. He turns back around, does a 360 and throws the ball behind his back. It had to be at least 50 to 40 yards in like 7th grade for a touchdown. Like do you remember that?
Yeah. It was so lucky, but I just chucked it up.
That was like behind the back, like you weren't even looking. It was pinpoint accuracy. I can't even believe that you threw it that far. And then I also remember, same age, we were like 7th grade, 8th grade, and we were at like a church softball tournament or whatever, and it was like Labor Day. And I don't know if you remember it, but I remember it, and I was like, how the heck, like, is this even possible? But it was a grounder, and you were playing shortstop. And the only other person I can say ever did this was, like, Derek Jeter, where you, like, pick it up from, like, your right side and do, like, a 360 midair and just wham it right all the way to first base. And I was like, I realized, like, this is church ball, but I feel like that, like, I don't feel like that should be possible as a human being. So that was just growing up and watching your athletic ability was absolutely insane. And then, like, how tall are you? Like 6'1"?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your hands are probably bigger than Kawhi Leonard's as far as I remember, and your feet are definitely comparable to Shaquille O'Neal. Like, you're literally
they're
a
pretty big
specimen. Yeah, it's ridiculous because you're only 6'1", so I feel like you're 6'1", like you're pretty, like, I think you might be 6'2", like I think you're a little bit taller than you give yourself credit for, but your hands and your feet, like, are not even close to how, like, tall you are. Like, they're way bigger than they should be. And your wingspan, I swear, it's bigger than longer than most cars. Do you know how long your wingspan actually is?
It's 6'5.5".
Oh, because isn't your wingspan supposed to be like how tall you are? Yours is literally like a third of a foot taller than you are.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot taller.
When did you hit your growth spurt? Or is it just still going?
I've never hit a growth spurt actually. Like maybe when I was little, but we went to the doctor a couple years ago, and he was like, "Yeah, you're just gonna keep growing throughout college." My brother Charlie, he hits his spurts, and then he'll level off, and I just kind of grow like an inch a year, half an inch a year. So it doesn't go in waves. It's just kind of steady for me.
So it's not really like a growth spurt. You just aren't going to stop growing, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, not for a while.
Oh,
You hear about the kids that are like 6'1" going into college, and then like Anthony Davis, grow a ton. I don't think I'm going to grow that much, but I think I'll keep growing in college.
I still definitely think that that's insane, because I mean, most people stop growing. Like, I think I stopped growing like last year, and I'm like 5'11", 5'10 and a half. Like, I'm good with that. But like, to be where you are as a high school senior and you're 6'1", and to know that you're going to keep growing, that's absolutely insane. And I feel like, how do you think that growing that much, like, do you think that will hinder your, I mean, I'm not even going to say that it will hinder your athletic ability, because I know that it won't. But like, in terms of hitting and things like that, how do you feel like your height will affect you?
I don't think it will hinder anything just because it's so steady. The people that grow super fast, they have to adjust to their body even faster. But mine's steady enough that as I'm growing, I'm adjusting, and so I don't really notice a difference.
Mhm. So you are committed to Pepperdine University out in California.
Yes.
When did you start receiving offers for baseball? Like, what was that like for you?
Pepperdine was actually my first offer. I got a bunch of interest starting sophomore year from different teams. And then, then they really started to come out and watch me my junior summer. They would make trips to watch me play wherever I was. And it was awesome, just an unreal experience knowing that your future's in your hands, and you can go play a sport that you love at a great school. They'll pay for your education and everything. All you have to do is do what you love. And then the pressure, at first I was like, oh man, pressure's here. Funny story, BYU came out to watch me when I was in Salt Lake City, and I struck out twice. And I'm like, I didn't even want to go to BYU, whatever, like joking around. And then my coach gets a call, and he's like, yeah, BYU called. They liked what they saw. So you could strike out twice, and then, they'll still say, hey, we liked it. So, but it was a good experience. Definitely learned a lot. Helps you to talk to people easier, because you got to call the coaches. You can't just email them. And then, just work on your different abilities when talking to coaches and interacting with them.
So how heavily do you feel like that, like, you were recruited?
It depends by which school. My first contact was,
in general.
Decently heavily. Marshall University contacted me. They sent me this packet my sophomore year, and then I called them, got in touch with the guy, and then they just kind of stopped talking to me. So it seemed like there was a lot of interest, and then it just kind of died off. And then these other schools, they would come out and watch me call my coach. Yeah. They would come out and watch me talk to my coach, and then I wouldn't think there was a bunch of interest. And then once I committed to Pepperdine, I would get calls, and they're like, hey, we were really interested in you. Wish you would have came here or whatever. And I was like, well, it would have been nice to know that you were that interested. But
it definitely sounds like dating.
Yeah, so. But that's all right.
Yeah. So was Pepperdine, so besides like BYU and Marshall, was Pepperdine like in terms of just like biggest school, like who was the biggest school that like even took a chance that like took a look at you?
Definitely Pepperdine. They came out like 3 or 4 times to watch me play. The coaches, they were always calling me, just staying in touch. And it was really good. So.
Have you taken a visit to Pepperdine?
Yes.
I looked up the campus online, and if anyone's wondering what Pepperdine looks like, it literally looks like if you're going to college at a 5-star resort. Like, what was your favorite, what drew you to Pepperdine?
The coaches were super nice, easy to talk to, great baseball program. It's not a huge school. And I don't like huge schools, but it was definitely big enough. And then the campus, of course. So.
Okay. Yeah, because it looks super, super sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet.
Dang. Okay. So, what is your, like, most embarrassing, like, athletic moment? Like, do you have any, like, SC not top 10 moments that you can remember?
Let me think. Not that I can really remember. No, I can't actually. Actually, this past game though, basketball game, we were playing, right? And I was about to foul this kid, and he gives me a pump fake, and I always want to block the shot, so I fell for the pump fake, you know. And then he didn't jump, and once I realized that I was going to land on top of him, I pretty much straddled him and jumped over him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even touch him, so.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I mean, that's better than fouling. Have you ever, in game, missed a dunk? Or like a wide open layup or anything? You have?
One last year, I missed a dunk, and the ref bailed me out and called a foul, even though the guy didn't touch me.
That's a sweet move right there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome actually. Like that he's just like such a bro that he's like, I'm gonna do this kid a solid even though he just missed a wide open dunk. What is your, like, in your experience, like, what is your, like, proudest athletic moment? Because I know that you started varsity as a freshman for baseball, right?
Yeah.
What's your proudest athletic moment?
Like overall ever?
Ever.
Oh man.
Because I realized that we did have some pretty epic dunk contests on a 7-foot hoop at the age of 12 years old.
We did.
But
it was probably the Huddle Top 5 dunk. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do remember it because
cool.
I remember I saw it and sent it to like everyone I knew. Because oh my gosh, like. Because, well, the greatest thing about that play, I'm going to see if I can find it. If you have a link, send it to me. I want to put that down for people to watch. But the greatest part about that play was literally, like, the play before that, the guy jumped the pass. It was the same pass. Your teammate jumped it, and he went and put it in. And then you were watching it. You would have ran down the court, and then you ran back on defense. And then you jumped the same pass, and then you went and dunked all over the guy. So, like that was... do you remember that pretty vividly?
Yes, very vividly.
What was going through your head as you were, like, watching that guy come down the floor?
I kind of knew he was going to pass it because I just looked at his eyes and he just kept looking at the same guy the whole time. So I took a chance and I would have looked dumb if he didn't pass it, but he did, so.
Yeah. What was, like, I mean, obviously you dunked in games before, but have you ever, like, dunked over someone like that before? Or was it like, pretty new to you?
No, that was definitely new.
So you were just kind of, like, hoping that hoping that he wouldn't block you.
Yeah, so I jumped, and I knew he was there. I knew he was going to come, contest it. I did not think he was going to try to block it. So I jump up, and I realize that I'm high enough to dunk it. You know, not the first time I've dunked it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I place the ball in the hoop, and then I just see his hand come. Totally, he was late on it. But I just see his hand come, missed the ball, got me with the body, didn't call a foul, but it was at that point I was like, yeah, I just kind of posterized this kid.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how high was your adrenaline and, like, how hyped were you after that happened?
Super hyped. Probably like an 8.
Really?
Like, if our team was one of those teams where we were showboating and everything, I had just dunked at an away place. Like, this game was crazy, right? Away place.
Yeah.
I dunked right in front of their student section. And then I was ready to stare him down, and then
I remember, hey, our coach hates that, so
yeah.
I had to get back on defense. They ended up calling a timeout afterwards, so I could have celebrated, but I think it was good I didn't.
Were your teammates pretty excited after it happened?
Yeah, definitely. And
Were your parents
what's
at
funny?
that, what? Yeah.
What's funny is that it was like I think it was the second play of the second quarter, right? And to end the first quarter, we did a lob play, and so we had a dunk there to end it. Then you already said, his name is Johnny. He goes and dunks it, and then I get it. So we kind of had 3 back-to-back-to-back dunks.
That's insane. And all of these kids, including you that did this, all white, right?
Yes. Well, Johnny is like half and half.
Okay. But the kid, who was the lob to before that?
It was to Johnny. That was Johnny.
Okay. All right. So, but either way, it's insane that your team, because I'm not going to beat around the bush. Obviously most of the good high school teams that you think of are predominantly black, and there's nothing wrong with that or anything, but you guys are a bunch of white kids, and you're all what are you guys headed to? What round are you guys headed to right now?
We're going to the Final Four on Friday.
Okay. Yeah. And did you guys win last year?
We lost in the Elite 8 last year, but we were number 1 overall in the state.
So you're one step ahead of where you were last year.
Yes.
So how do you feel going into this Final Four?
We feel confident. We're playing a team we've already beat once, and we're playing really well together. The only difference is going to be the atmosphere, because it's in a giant arena now instead of, small high school gyms.
Yeah.
We just got to get used to the rims and the backdrop and everything. But it's gonna be a good game, I'll tell you that.
So, what was the outcome of the game last time you played these guys?
We beat them by 4 at their place.
Okay. So you beat them on the road anyway. So there really isn't anything that you guys have. Do they have any one guy that you guys think you're going to have to focus on?
They got a couple. They're a good overall team. There's definitely the one guy that will try to take over when things are going wrong. But they're kind of like us. We're all very good at what we do. And so any one guy, you have to worry about everyone, because any one guy can take over when they want to, really. So, but I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Have you received any offers? I don't know. I haven't asked, but have you received any offers for baseball, or not baseball, for basketball, for colleges?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was gonna say, because I've looked at your stats on MaxPreps, and you're obviously not a shabby player, and you guys have been consistently good as a team and advancing into the playoffs and stuff. So I was just curious. What if Pepperdine were to say, we would love for you to play basketball, and it would have no effect on your baseball? Let's say that we lived in a perfect world and there was no chance of injury, would you do it?
Yes. If there was no chance of injury, I would definitely do it.
So Pepperdine, let's say so we obviously don't live in that perfect world. So let's say today, Pepperdine, their basketball team was it won't interfere with baseball at all. Would you like to play basketball for us as well?
I would consider it. Pepperdine is not the best basketball program. They get whooped by YU and Gonzaga all the time.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun, but I don't think the reward would be worth the risk of injury. So probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, you're a pretty freakish athlete, we've established that. What is the average day for you? Or not even average, but what's the life like? Because you do have, you have basketball, and you have baseball, and you're obviously playing on some pretty legitimate club teams or whatever. So how do you manage that? Like, what is that life like? Because you obviously have to work out, and you have to keep up with school, and then you have basketball. So how does that all work?
So my average school day, I'll wake up at like 6:30, shower, get ready for the day.
Yep.
You eat a pretty big breakfast, get to school 20 minutes early, whatever, Go through
So what's that
school.
breakfast like? What's that big breakfast like?
Well, it depends. If my dad's home, it's a bunch of eggs, some bagels, and then the occasional donut. If he's surprising me, he'll pick up some donuts.
Okay.
Okay,
so you're not a complete health freak. Like, you're still normal.
No, but I work it off,
Exactly.
So.
Do you have any idea how many calories you intake every day?
No, it's a lot.
Okay.
Except
I was going to say, it
lunch,
definitely seems like it's a lot.
Yeah, my dinner's usually pretty big, and breakfast. Lunch it kind of depends, because I buy my lunch, and, you have to pay. Lunches cost a lot, whatever. So I usually get, like, that healthy thing. I'll get, like, a sandwich, pretty much like a Subway sandwich at our school. So I'll get that day. Anyways.
So then how's the rest of your day?
So go through school, get out, go to practice. That usually ends about 5:36. And that's for basketball, right? And then I go home, eat, do homework, stretch out on the Pilates machine. My mom's, she's a massage therapist, so if I'm sore, I'll get a massage from her, and then go to bed. And then baseball season, the day usually is, so I don't lift during basketball season, right? Because it's super hard to play. But baseball, you just kind of get used to it. And so, baseball, what I'll do is I will go to practice. Practice gets out a little earlier. And so then I'll lift after practice, go home, eat the protein and dinner, whatever, homework, go to bed. So, and then summer's when it gets crazy, because I'll wake up, usually I'll lift in the morning, go take batting practice, depends if we have a game for my club team. But batting practice is usually every day. Then I'll either go to practice or I'll go to our game, come back, kind of hang out, take an hour to just relax, and then going out with friends, and then the occasional 2-day lift.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
it's bearable. It's definitely busy, but
yeah,
I enjoy it.
So. But you enjoy it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say, you know how good you are. I know how good you are. I'm already whatever you tell me when I ask this question, I'm going to bump it up like 10 points, because I know your humility and all that boring crap. So what are your realistic projections? Because like I said, you're a great athlete. So where do you see yourself in, say, 6 years?
6 years. My goal is to be playing pro ball. So that would mean I have this year, right? Go to Pepperdine 3 years, and in an ideal world, I'd go 3 years, get super good, get drafted, play 1 year in AA, and then get called up. So 6 years, that's what I'm hoping for. Most likely, I would probably still be in the minor leagues in 6 years. But I'm hoping to hit that, just take off, right? And then once you hit that takeoff point, you don't come back, and you're just up there for as long as you want, really.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that you're probably Rookie of the Year, but, that's just me. So what would you say the best part, because to me, the numbers show that the best part of your game is your hitting and your eyes, but what would you say the best part of your game is, besides hitting?
Probably fielding, because I'm versatile, so I can play pretty much anywhere they want me to. I play shortstop in high school and, hopefully in college. But being able to play everywhere allows me to have a kind of a higher value to coaches. So they see like that athletic side and see what I can bring. They can put me in the outfield. If they have another guy that only plays shortstop and they need, a good outfielder. So it kind of adds depth to the game. And then, obviously you need a good fielder. So that kind of helps out my case.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't argue against fielder because you have the athletic ability and hand-eye coordination to get pretty much any catch on the field. How is, just for sake of talking about it, how's your pitching?
Haven't pitched since Little League, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day, thinking about who I would be able to compare you to, and the only person I could think of, and you probably would know someone better than I could, but the person that came to my mind was Bryce Harper. Just because I feel like the hitting is there, the athleticism is definitely there, and the ability to just rip one out of the park in any given moment, because I feel like your hitting is so exceptional. And you guys both have great hair. So if not Bryce Harper, who do you feel like you model after?
Trying to think. I would say Dustin Pedroia.
Okay.
But take away that he's 5'7", he's not very big. But his work ethic, I think, is the same as mine. We always kind of have a positive attitude towards it, and we're always willing to put in that work. You see him, he is out there constantly just taking ground balls or constantly just, hitting whenever he can. And so that love for the game, I think I share that the most with him.
So is that work ethic and that love for the game something you really truly pride yourself on?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's why I'm where I am today. Just because I love it so much that I'm always willing to put in that extra work, and the extra work is what gets you better.
Okay. I definitely agree. I don't think it, and I don't want to make it sound like you're just a 6'1" kid that's a freak athlete, because I would agree with you that you have that athletic ability. It just doesn't hurt that you're a freak athlete and 6'1".
That's true.
But I absolutely would agree that you have that work ethic. If you see Billy Snapchat during the summer, literally always at the gym, or even during the school year, you're either always in the gym, always in a locker room, you're always doing something.
Yeah, just got to stay active.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna get to a couple fun questions here before I let you go. Okay. You get stuck on an island. 3 things, people, whatever you want to bring. What are you bringing?
So I can bring people?
You can bring whatever you want, except for but I'll be the judge. You can't say I'm bringing a
okay,
cheese.
all right.
You can make the wishes.
What about a yacht?
You can bring but you can't leave the island. You can sail around the island.
Yeah.
But you can't. But you don't have enough gas to leave the island. You can just
How big
hang
is
out on
this
the
island?
It's as big as let's say a nice mansion, with some solid property, with
okay, all right,
20 acres.
or maybe 20 acres. All right, I'd definitely bring a yacht then.
Okay.
That's where I would live, in a yacht.
Okay.
I'd probably bring, I don't know, something to get food with,
like a weapon or
No, maybe a machete or something.
Okay.
And then if I had a wife, I would bring her, but I don't.
Okay.
So probably just I don't know. I could bring you. We could just live together on the island.
That's true.
That's what I'm going to go with.
That's
Machete
true.
Yacht
So
and
if
Brett
I'm
Hammer.
coming, that's right. I'd probably
And
bring.
you could bring 3 things, right? Yeah.
Yes. So if I come, that means okay. So
I
I'm
just
bringing
doubled my, yeah.
exactly. The more see you, and then if I bring somebody, then we got 3 more wishes. Okay.
Boom.
So if I'm going, I'm bringing us like some kind of like filter or like unlimited supply of like fresh water. That way we don't gotta drink salt water.
Good idea.
And I think that I'm going to include this as one thing just because, like, I feel like it's a necessity to life. Like, I feel like, I don't know if someone needs to invent this, but, like, a box of cereal that never runs out. And so, like, and I'm going to bring some milk with that so that we can just, like, have cereal for the rest of our lives. And
Not
then,
a bad idea.
who else would I got to bring somebody else so that they can have 3 wishes. And then sometime I'll interview, let's bring, who can we bring? We could bring Ashton. Ashton's pretty dope. Ashton's our friend.
And she would probably, she'd bring
Ashton.
smart stuff,
Ashton,
yeah.
Oh yeah, she would bring pretty intelligent like stuff to like help us survive and stuff. Okay, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
So okay,
right,
so that'd be
there
good.
you go.
So we got enough stuff, and we got enough people bringing other people that they all also get 3 things. We'd be set. We'd be like colonizing that island. We'd be so good.
Yeah.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Next question: Batman versus Superman. Who wins?
I haven't even seen that movie, so I don't even
Yeah,
know
but
what
I'm just
happened
like
in the
strictly
movie. But
like based on like Batman versus Superman, who's gonna win?
I'm gonna say Superman, just because he's pretty much. I mean, he's Superman. He has laser vision that can like burn through anything, and he's super strong. Batman's like very strong, but he's strong for a human. Superman isn't human, so.
Would you classify Batman, because I've always had this like vendetta against people that classify Batman as a superhero, because like Batman's a baller, like he's awesome, but he doesn't actually have any superpowers. Like, would you classify Batman as a superhero?
I don't think he's a superhero. I think he is the closest you can get without actually being a superhero.
I would agree. Okay. Let's say, I mean, kind of like this island question where I'm basically giving you an ultimatum. You can pick one pair of shoes, and that pair of shoes will never like crease, like run, like it'll fit your foot if it grows bigger. Best pair of shoe of all time to wear for the rest of your life. It can be any shoe, like easy, like no cost.
Oh,
you get one pair of shoe.
I don't know. I've never tried on Yeezys, so I don't know how they feel.
Yeah. Okay, but let's say that like what? Which one?
I was gonna say Jordans. They're pretty comfortable.
So like, you got to pick one pair.
All right. So there's these gold Jordan 10s, right? That's probably what I would go with.
The 10s with the ones with the stripes on the bottoms, right? With the where they talk about six. Okay. So then the different question. I mean, maybe this is the same, and maybe the answer is the same. To you, like, what is the best top 3 greatest, coolest pair of shoes of all time?
Obviously Yeezys. You know, those are cool. I don't know why, but people pay so much for them. I like the Jordan Doernbeckers, the ones that the hospitals make. Those are pretty cool. And then I'm gonna have to go. The third one is a ZigTech. That design captivated me as a kid. Yeah, I would buy ZigTechs for days back then.
How comfortable were ZigTechs? Like, I never wore them. Like, were they nice?
They were comfortable. The basketball shoes didn't have the best grip because the surface area wasn't the same.
Exactly.
But they were still comfortable. And the running shoes, those were nice. I wore those my first day at Cherry Run. And I was like, man, these are the freshest shoes I have ever worn.
These are cool. Yeah, and then you had those one pair of Jordans that turned into Skechers Shape-Ups. I remember those.
Yeah, the white and purple.
Oh, my. Those were the shoes.
Yeah.
Okay. Celebrity crush.
Oh, man. Celebrity crush. There was that whoever the actress in Hancock was.
Oh.
You know, the blonde one? When I first saw that movie, I was like, man, she is very attractive.
I'm looking that up right now. But
I haven't seen many movies with her, but I think
her name is
good.
Charlize Theron.
All right, whoever that is, that's
I've
the
never
celebrity
seen
crush.
any of these other movies. Do you have any more relevant ones?
What about, let me think. Selena Gomez, she's always attractive.
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm trying to stay away from people that are married.
I mean, yeah. Where do you rank?
yeah.
How do you feel about Emma Stone?
Emma Stone's attractive. I don't know if I'd say that she's my celebrity crush, but she's attractive.
Okay. What about Carrie Underwood? Obviously she's married, but we're not going to count that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. But she came to my mind that she's married.
Yeah.
So.
Carrie Underwood is cute.
She is.
So, anybody else that's not married that you can think of?
I used to think Rihanna was attractive. I mean, she's still
Who?
attractive. Rihanna.
Okay.
She's kind of gone down a little for me though. Dude,
yeah.
No, okay, here you go. My old celebrity crush was Miley Cyrus before she got all crazy and cut her hair and everything. She was
used to be so gosh.
Yeah, she was beautiful, and now she's not.
She really was. So. Now she's crazy and
yep.
tattoos and piercings and all kinds of weird stuff. Do you know who Hillary Duff is?
Yes.
Have you seen pictures of Hillary Duff lately?
No.
Because she's definitely my celebrity crush. I'm just gonna leave it out there. She's, oh my goodness, and she's only oh no, you know who saw it? Did you ever see Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Did you think? Oh, what's her name? Margot Robbie. How do you feel about Margot Robbie?
I think she's attractive in some movies, and in others she's not.
I mean, I think that Suicide Squad obviously does her a disservice because Harley Quinn, she's crazy. So, but as a person, as just a normal blonde Australian.
Yeah, she's attractive yeah.
Okay. I also feel an easy answer could be any girl that was ever in a Transformers movie, except for Megan Fox is questionable.
Well, she was when she was in the movie.
Yeah, it's true. She was still good when she was in them. But I feel every girl they pick for Transformers, the Transformers movies are all awful, but they always seem to pick a good girl.
The third one, I think that girl was very attractive.
She's
a Victoria's Secret
model, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The blonde one. She's British.
Yes.
Yeah. But then the one that they picked for the one with Mark Wahlberg, she was also solid. I agree that girl from number 3 was good, but Mark Wahlberg's daughter was really funny or really attractive.
Yeah, she was.
Okay, while we are on the topic of beautiful women, favorite best Disney princess?
Rapunzel.
Why's that?
'Cause she's a go-getter. She just did it herself pretty much. When she got out of the tower, it was no more games. She was game-faced, you know?
That's very true. Strong, independent woman right there.
Yes. And she cut her hair, to save this guy, and her hair was super long and magical. It's crazy.
That's so deep.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more questions, and then I'll let you go. Okay, M&M's or Skittles?
M&M's, because Skittles, I eat too much and they give me a headache.
Okay. M&M's or Sour Patch Kids?
Sour Patch Kids.
All right, last one. This is probably the most deep intellectual question you'll ever think. You'll probably be thinking about this question for the rest of your life. Would you rather, and think about this before you just blur out an answer. Would you rather know when you are going to die or how you are going to die?
When?
See, that's exactly what I said. Because
here's my philosophy behind it. If you know how you're going to die, you don't know when. And so, say you're going to get hit by a car, that could be any time you're driving. So you're constantly living in fear, right? If you know when you're going to die, you don't know how you're going to die, but you know when, you can kind of base it off of where you are, If you're old, if you say, all right, you're going to die at 90 years old on this day, okay, I'm taking my chances with old age. That's because of when I'm going to die. If I'm going to die at 13, then some tragedy is going to strike, but I'm going to know that I'm going to die, live my life to the fullest until I'm 13, and then boom.
Well, because if you know when you're going to die, there's obviously, and in this scenario, there's no preventing death. So, if you know how you're going to die, you're not going to be able, but if you think about it, if you know when you're going to die, you can plan for it. And then, the last day, you could be I'm going to live it up. And you're never going to be able to change how you're going to die. So you could just, you can plan for it. If you're going to die early, you can plan for it because you know.
Exactly. I don't know. That's my thinking behind it.
No, I totally agree. But there's some people that are oh, I don't want to know when because then I'm just going to be freaking out about it up until it comes or stuff like that. But I feel if you know how, then you're just going to you're going to be paranoid the entire time.
Yep, I agree.
All right, I'm glad we're on the same page. We need to do this again. I'm gonna find some good questions and we're gonna do this again. All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you. See you, Billy.
All right, see you, Brett. Bye.